Good morning. Good morning, Manju, Jing, and Daisy. It's time for us to continue our lecture on Samadhi. As always, we will do the prayer first. Let's sit upright, place our palms together, and concentrate on the prayer below. We take refuge with our current mental being. We take refuge with Shakyamuni Buddha. We take refuge with all the triple jewel of the 10 directions and the 3 periods of time, verse for opinion suture, then surpassed profound and wonderful Dharma. In hundreds of millions of years, it is difficult to encounter when I see and hear it, receive and uphold it. And we want to fathom the Thalassa's true meaning, and we want to practice the Thalassa's true way, and we want to attain the Thalassa's true state. We vow that we can spontaneously express the Buddha's understanding, Buddha's view, Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's merit and virtue, Buddha's capability and Buddha's state through our actions, speech, and thoughts. We also vow that all the living beings can enter into the Buddha's understanding, Buddha's view, Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's merit and virtue, Buddha's capability and Buddha's state owing to us. So that's the prayer for today's lecture. Let's go ahead with the review, okay? The day before yesterday, we've learned, we identified with, the day before yesterday, we've learned Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life. So this sentence. And so I will play the video for it, and we can recite it again, okay?
Life. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life. Samadhi, the self. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life.
Yeah, is there anybody who wants to try to recite it? Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life, maybe. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character. The dream of your character in the play of life. Yes, that's what we've learned the day before yesterday. Who would like to recite it? Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life. Yes. Daisy, please.
Okay. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life.
Yes, genius. You are amazing. Yeah, have one. have a sharp memory. Sharp.
Yeah, short. Just very short memory.
Okay, I see. Thank you. You are amazing. All right, and I will try it. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your life, from dream of your character in the play of life, Okay, this is the last sentence of the whole paragraph, and time for us to do the review from the first beginning. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 sentences together, and we can listen to the video first. Okay.
Men and women merely all the world's a stage. Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players.
Yeah, Daisy, would you like to recite it?
Yes, Shakespeare said, all the world is a stage, and all the men and women merely players.
Okay. And then the second sentence, I will play it.
In an awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the mask. In an awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the mask. In an awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the mask.
Yes, who would like to try to recite it?
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. In an awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the mask.
Wow, yes, that's it. How about you, Grace? Would you like to recite the sentence 1, 2?
Yes. Okay.
Yes. One. Do you know one? Sentence 1. Shakespeare said from the beginning.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. You please.
Yeah. Shakespeare said, all the words a state, and all the men and women really players.
Yeah.
Marily players. Yes. 我总把这个词都说了。Marily players. Okay. Yes. Right.
And then another sentence. Just now, I'll play it for you.
In an awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the mask.
Can you?
Yeah. In an awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the mask.
Perfect. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and let's go back to the word meal. Yeah, once again, you made a mistake. I'm sorry. Merely.
Merely.
您刚才读的是 merely 是 merely. Yeah, here. Do you remember the word here?
Here.
And it means, yeah, it means here, there, here. Here.
Yeah. Here. Here. Yes, that's right.
Yes, here. So here, meal. So I think you can handle. And then merely, there is a ly, merely. It means only, simply. Okay, once again to recite this sentence, okay?
Yes.
In an
awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the mask.
Yes, yes. The second sentence, you are right. Okay, I will do it. Shakespeare said what? Okay, Shakespeare said, all the world a stage and all the men and women merely players. In an awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality through the mask. Okay, let's go ahead. 第三句, the third sentence.
In an awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the mask. When you are awake, you don't. In an awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the mask. When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character. You don't. When you are awake, you don't become When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character. You don't When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character. When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character. When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character.
Yes, yeah, the third one. Who would like to try to recite it?
I will try to recite it.
Yes, just do it.
When you're awake, you don't become identified with your character.
Wow, genius. That's
Thank you.
correct.
Thank you.
And then, yeah, Grace, yeah, you please.
Yes. When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character.
Okay. Yeah, your intonation is so posh. 你的调调很洋气。那我们再听一下。Yeah, let's double check the intonation.
When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character.
Yeah, when you are awake, you don't become identified with your character. And Grace, you don't become identified. Yeah, you did it so well. Just as identified with your character. Perfect, perfect. Okay, I will do it. When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character. Okay, let's go ahead. The first one.
When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing, identified with your character. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. Nor do you give up playing a role. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. Nor do you give up playing a role. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. Nor do you give up playing a role.
Yes, so the first one. Time for us to recite it. Are you ready, Daisy or Grace?
Yes.
Yes, you please.
Okay. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. Nor do you give up playing the role.
Yeah,
Playing a role.
Yeah, a role is better. Yeah.
Okay. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. Nor do you give up playing a role.
And there is a link word. Yeah, a conjunction.
But
Yeah,
nor
one more
do you
time.
give up. Okay. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing, but nor do you give up playing a role.
Wow, that's correct.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
fantastic. Thank you. And the intonation is also, yeah, in the right way. I really enjoy it. Thank you. And then let's double check, okay? And then
You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing.
you don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing.
But nor do you give up playing a role.
But nor do you give up playing a role. Okay, Grace, it's your time now.
Yes. You don't believe that you are the mask. You don't believe that you are the mask that you are wearing, but nor do you give up playing a role.
Wow. Yeah, this time it seems that you can remember it. You can memorize it according to the meaning. 这次好像您的背诵都是根据这个义理来的。Yeah, amazing. I really enjoy it. Yeah, your intonation is perfect now. Thank you. Thank you, Grace. Okay. I will try to recite it.
You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. Nor do you give up playing a role.
Okay. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. You don't believe that you are the you are the masks. You are the masks. I'm not sure. Double check.
You don't believe that you are the masks.
You don't believe that you are the masks. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. But nor do you give up playing a role. Okay, that's it. That's the first one. Let's go ahead with the last two sentences that have been missed. That has been missed by somebody during the test. Okay, let's double check.
You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. Nor do you give up playing a role.
Yes, take off the mask. Look at the masks we're wearing. Okay, interesting.
When we are identified with our character, our persona, this is Maya, the illusion of the self. When we are identified with our character, our persona, this is Maya, the illusion of the self. When we are identified with our character, our persona, this is Maya, the illusion of the self.
All right, yeah, time for us to do the recitation on this sentence. So, are you ready?
Let me try.
Okay.
When you are identified with your character, your personnel,
So cute.
是吗？
Persona.
A persona, the persona. When we are identified. Okay.
Yes. Persona. Sorry, persona.
Persona.
Yeah, persona. Okay, double check. One more time, please. I will play it for you.
When we are identified with our character, our persona, this is Maya, the illusion of the self.
Yes, you please.
When we are identified with our character, our persona, this is Maya, the illusion of itself.
The illusion of the self.
The illusion of the self.
Yes, perfect. One more time.
When we are identified with our character, our persona. This is Maya, the illusion of the self. Maya 什么意思啊？
玛雅之谜，也就是一个迷惑，就是我们的贪嗔痴慢疑的痴吧，痴迷，就是那种迷惑不清的玛雅之谜。
这句话是说，让我们什么？当我们认同我们的性格、我们的这些东西的时候，认同我们的性格吗？
No. Have you? Could you look at the screen, please? So persona, what does it mean?
性格特征呢？
No. The paraphrasing is here. Please
The
read
aspect
it.
of a person's character that they show to other people, especially when their real character is different.
So have you found something different?
虚伪啊。
Yes, 伪装的。Yeah, sometimes, yeah, yeah, such as me, I act as a as a gentle woman. Okay, actually, I'm not. Yeah, actually, when I get angry, I shout to somebody else. So this is a 伪装. Yeah, 伪装. This is a personnel. Personnel is persona. Persona is different from personality. It's different from personality. Personality means the character, and persona it means 伪装出来的性格。
So
you
when
know
we
it?
are, yeah. So when
Okay,
we are identified with our character, our persona, this is Maya, the illusion of the self.
Yeah, so have you got the meaning of it?
I'm trying to comprehend it.
Yeah, you can paraphrase it for us, interpret it for us, okay? So what does it mean just now? At this sentence, could you look at the screen and paraphrase it for us, okay?
Okay, let me try. When we are identified with our character, our persona, that means that means actually in this part, actually we don't know who we are. We don't know the self. So we always think that our character, our persona are the self, the true self, but actually it is not.
Yes, that's true. And also, when you think you are the masks, actually the masks also means your body and your character. And character here is not 性格. Do you know it?
No.
It means role.
Oh, okay.
Let's double check it out for you, okay? Wait for a moment. Yeah, here it is. Act a character. It means have you found it? A person, an animal in a book, play a film. It means the role. Have you found it?
Yes.
So here it has nothing with 性格. It's with the role and with the mask, right?
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Totally agree.
So you can paraphrase it again for us, please.
Yes. Okay. Okay. When we are identified with our character, our persona.
Yeah.
This is Maya, the illusion of the self. So, take myself for example. I played the role of employee of somebody, and then I also at the same time I also plays a role as a daughter of my parents, as a colleague of any, all these, all these roles I are identified by myself. Actually, I'm not actually the real I. I'm not all these roles. I'm not. Yeah, the true self is not all these roles.
Yes,
But
that's true.
all these roles are actually phenomena displayed on my true self, on the true self.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Yeah, and then that means what I've done before, what I've done before, maybe in the last, maybe during the past time, I've planted some roots. So actually, the retributions are like this. So actually, it is not permanent. It
is not permanent.
Yeah,
it
it
is
changeable. So
Yeah.
actually, all those roles are only phenomena.
Yes, that's
So
true.
it's changeable. They are changeable. So we cannot identify. I cannot identify all these roles because it is changeable. They are changeable and changeable all the time. And
Yes,
they are not. They are not permanent. So yeah.
Exactly. You
So
can
this is Maya,
understand
delusion of the self.
Yes, indeed. And if you are identified with all the characters, you are suffering. You're suffering a lot. And for example, today's news is about somebody's death, right?
Yes, right.
And if his mother is identified with that kind of his mother's character, I think he will get so sad.
Yes.
So actually, that's the phenomena and the retribution between them.
Yes.
The relationship is also the phenomena between them, and we need to see that they are like the cloud, and the cloud has gone.
Yes.
Something like this. Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she will suffer a lot, and I just she was in my mind. She was in my thought just now. I think maybe she became so sad because she was identified with that character. Yes, so that's true. We need to establish it. We need to establish ourselves in the true self, not in the illusion of the self, not in the Maya.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the Maya. Have you known it?
Yes.
And the Maya, and there is a further explanation, the illusion of the self. And the illusion of the self is an independent structure. And to explain further about Maya. So this is the independent structure. So we take a long time to paraphrase it. I think you can understand it completely now, fully now. Thank you. And then time for you, Grace, to recite it. I will play it again.
When we are identified with our character, our persona, this is Maya, the illusion of the self.
Yes, Grace, your time to recite it, please.
Yes, thank you. When you are identified with our character, our persona, this is Maya, the illusion of the self.
Wow. Perfect. You did so well. Thank you. Yeah, when we are identified with our persona, our character, our persona, this is Maya. This is Maya, the illusion of the self, right? Let's double check. When we are identified with our character, our persona, this is Maya. Yeah, here we need to get get used to be identified with, and also become identified with. Yeah, here when you are awake, you don't become identified with. So here, this is the phrase: be identified with or become identified with. It means, yeah, you believe something, you trust something is true. Okay, let's go ahead with the last sentence. And if you are awake, and if you are not identified with such characters, and then samadhi will come out. Okay, so here let's go ahead about the last sentence about samadhi. How samadhi comes, when samadhi comes out.
Samadhi is awakening from the dream. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life.
Yeah, this is the last sentence of this paragraph about Shakespeare's saying. And then at this time and at that moment, samadhi has been awakened. So who would like to recite it?
Let me try.
Okay.
Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life.
Wow.
So I have a question here. Can I ask?
Yes, sure.
Why it is said samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character?
You don't think the life is a dream?
Yeah, the role are also a dream. A dream.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, the dream of a character, it means the dream of your A of B and your character in the dream. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Life is a dream and everything is illusion. So we live in the dream. We live in the dream, and you also a role. You also a character. You also a actress. Actress in the
Yes.
dream. In the dream. And this is life is a dream, and also
In the play of
yeah,
life.
in the play, the such kind of a character, the character is life in the play is a play, and which kind of play is a play of life. So that's it.
Got it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's so this sentence is so philosophy.
Yes, actually, I think this sentence is just come back to the first sentence. All the world stage, more and all the men and women merely players.
Yeah, that's true.
Play in the play of life.
Yes, so that's in my mind. I think it is the summary of the whole sentence.
Yes, yes.
And Shakespeare said, "All the world is stage, and all the men and women merely players." And then at the end,
In the play of life.
yeah, they also summarize it, such as in that kind of situation, if you are awake, and then samadhi is awakened from the dream of your character in the play of life. Yeah, actually, the character is in your dream. It's not real. The real is your true self, and you needn't to play that kind of such kind of play, and you have no character in the true self, right? So that's it. Yeah, good question. I think it is. Yeah, we need to pay attention to this. Yeah, these 介词 prepositions. Yeah, the dream of your character in the play of your life. Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit complicated. Okay, complicated. Now it's your turn. It's your turn. Grace, try to recite it.
Yes. OK，
Okay.
想着这句话怎么翻译过来？Yes. OK. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in play of life.
In the play of your life.
In the play of life.
Your life, right? Oh, in the play of life. No, your. Yeah, in the play of life. 好，这个 Yes, one more time.
Yes. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life. Yes.
All right, perfect. Let's double check the Chinese, the translation, okay, from the original one. How did he translate it? Translation. Okay. And yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it has been missed. So we need to translate it by ourselves, right? 它这里正好是这两句是整个这个写中英文的这个做字幕的这个人是没有做出来的，这个是靠我们听出来的，所以说是没有翻译的。没有翻译的话，我们就自己要来翻译。So yeah, Daisy, would you like to translate it into Chinese by yourself?
Yes. 就最后两句，然后用中文翻译一下哦。
Last sentence.
最后一句是吧？三摩地。In the play of life 就是在生活的生命的剧本当中，角色中。
哇，就是这样。三摩地从就是
生命的角色中，
就是正在从生命的角色之梦中觉醒出来。
Agree.
这个是这样子的吗？
是。
他要把这个 in the play of life， 他是来修饰这个角色的，是吧？这是 in the play of life， 它是属于这个一个介词之主，它是来修饰这个 character。就是您这个 in the play of life 就是生命之系，
生命扮演的角色是梦觉醒出来吗？
生命之系，
生命扮演
之系，就是生命是一场戏嘛，之系的生命之系的角色这一场大梦当中
play of life play
就是之梦吧，然后翻译成雅典就是生命戏这一场生命这一场戏的角色这个梦中
是的
扮演出来，所以它是 in the play of life 是修饰这个 character，the character 又是在修饰这个梦。其实三摩地从梦中觉醒出来，就是这个意思，是吧？他这个是可以，我先把这个发出来。他其实这个是什么的 ？Sorry，
哪里写错了？
它这个其实是 Samadhi is awakening from the dream，这后面都是修饰的，是吧？它是从梦中觉醒出来，就是这样子的。Hello Grace, can you understand it now?
Yes， 就是说 Samadhi 就是它是从
梦中觉醒出来，
梦中的生活这场戏的角色觉醒起来，对吗？
再翻译成白话一点，就是三摩地是从就是正在从这个生命之心，就是只有你脱开那个面具，就是咱们的 video 里面，就是把面具给脱开，看到了没有？然后如果是说这个人体他自己表示的是他自行自心的话，他把这个角色给脱开来，他是在观察这个角色。这个时候你脱开了以后，就是脱开了三摩地这场戏之后，你脱开了这个面具之后，三摩地就正在此时此刻，你只有脱开它才能够去觉醒。这个觉醒是觉醒什么？是从梦中大做梦中佛事，一切皆是梦嘛，从这场大梦中觉醒出来。什么样的梦呢？是你在生活在生命这场戏当中所演的角色的这样的梦。就是这个意思。后面这些都是定语，就是来修饰这种梦。就是我们一般是从梦中觉醒嘛，就觉醒梦中客，觉醒梦中人，是从梦中觉醒。这个搭配是没有错的，就是 awakening from the dream。什么样的 dream？ 就是后面一大堆的好多的介词堆在一起的，要理清他们的这种关系就好了。应该是这样子呀。Hi Daisy, do you agree with me?
Yes, totally agree.
就是这个意思。那而且他为什么要用 ing 形式，要用 be doing something？ 也就是在此时才能够觉醒，在此时才能够产生三摩地，否则的话，你整天的都是在角色当中，你没有回归到自心自性的妙用，也没有去有这种关照的能力啊。就是你看，他就把这个角色拿出来。用这个自心自性这种关照能力去看它的时候，这个时候你才会安住在镇定。这个是镇定才叫三摩地嘛，这是正确的定，就不会随着角色去喜怒哀乐去继续演戏嘛，就是这个意思。这个时候才会出现三摩地，所以说用 ing 形式，用这个 be doing 就表示正在进行的。So that's it。Grace， 您还有问题吗？
没有了。软化一下语言。
我自己在背的时候，我也一直在理清这一段的思路，所以您问的问题特别好。就这里的介词太多了，然后它的修饰的部分，就是要理清他们谁修饰谁吧就好了。
是，所以翻译过来的时候也有点困难。
是有点困难的。就是要我们对它的这个层次要理得比较清楚一点，这个括号里的。Okay, so time for us to link together to recite it. 就是现在我们要从六句从头到尾背一下，然后我们先听一下这整个一大段，然后我们一起来。从莎士比亚说的话当中开始，这个就是莎士比亚年代的这种装饰，戏剧服装就是这种感觉的。所以说这个 video makes so great， 他的这个 video 做的特别好，这就是莎士比亚年代的这个戏服啊。莎士比亚有8大喜悲剧，他们都是就是舞台剧，都是这样来演出来的。
Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. In an awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the mask. When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character. You don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing. But nor do you give up playing a role. When we are identified with our character, our persona, this is Maya, the illusion of the self. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life.
Yeah, that's it. The 6 sentences together. Let's double check what's the link. What's the connection between them, okay? Among them. Yeah, first one is Shakespeare said something. Yeah, we are in the play, right? We are in the play of life. So we are in the play. We are the actors. Yeah, we are the actress. And if you are awakened, what kind of awakened? So the second and the third sentence are about awakened. And the first one is that if you are awakened, but you cannot give up playing a role because you are in the play, and you need to play it well, right? You are clear, you are awake, but you didn't give up playing a role. This the maha. This the great vehicle state, great vehicle. 这是大乘的精神，这一句就是我们来用中文说一下啊。第二句、第三句就是说，当您觉悟的时候，当您觉悟您是在演戏的时候的一个状态。第四个就是说，你不会去认同您这个面具，你不会去认同你就是面具，但是你也不会去放弃你所演的角色。这就是大乘的状态，因为我们大乘是不离世间，但是也不离世间觉，就不脱离世间，但是就是不会去认同我们所演的这个角色，但是我们也不会放弃去演戏这个事儿，所以这是个大乘的精神在里面。然后 and then 又返回来说一句，当你一旦认同了之后，会出现什么问题？就幻象会出现。当你不认同的时候，就是第2、3、4句的时候，不认同的时候，那 samadhi 就会出来。这第5句是再返回来说一句，就是假如你认同的话，会是一个什么样的情况？那第6句就是返回过来总结一下，这个时候 samadhi 它就会出来。So that's it. Are you clear now about the connection among them?
Yes.
Yes, time for us to recite it, the whole paragraph. Daisy, are you ready to recite it? Okay.
Thank you. Shakespeare said, all the world's stage, and all the men and women merely players. In an awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the mask. When you are awake, don't become identified with your character. When you are awake, don't become with your character.
And
when you're weak, you don't become with your character.
Yes, that's true. Go ahead with the great vehicles saying. Okay. You don't?
Oh, you don't believe that you are the masks that you're wearing. But no, do you give up playing a role?
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. Thank you. When we are identified, when we are identified with our character, our persona, this is Maya, the delusion of the self.
Yeah.
Samadhi is awakening from the dream. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life.
That's correct.
Can
Yeah.
I try again?
Sure.
Sorry. Oh, once again. Shakespeare said, all the words is a stage, and all the men and women merely players. In an awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the mask. When you're awake, you don't become identified with your character. You don't become identified with your character. You don't believe that you are the masks that you're wearing. But nor do you give up playing a role. When we are identified with our character, our persona, this is Maya, the illusion of the self. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life.
Wow, genius. So fluently. Yes. Perfect. Thank you for your recitation. So how about you, Grace? Can you? Or just follow me?
我来试一下。
Yes,
你们记得
please.
哦。Shakespeare said, all the world is a stage, and all the men and women merely players.
Wow.
In the awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the mask.
Yeah.
When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character.
Mm-hmm.
You don't believe. You don't believe that you are awake. That you are wearing. That you are wearing. But no, do you give up playing the role?
Yeah.
Play 不是 yeah. But no, do you give up playing the role?
Mm-hmm.
然后后面是过来，when we are identifying with our character, our persona, our persona, this is Maya, the illusion of the self.
Wow. Last sentence.
Samadhi is awakening. Samadhi is awakening from the dream. From the dream. The dream of our character. In the play of life. In play of life. Is that right?
Yes. Perfect. And when you pay attention to play a role. Giving up playing a role.
Play a role.
Yeah, and then there is another one is you don't believe that you are the masks, right? You are the masks that you are wearing.
Yes.
Yeah, a bit different. Maybe you have canceled the masks. Okay.
Okay.
You said that you don't believe that you are wearing. Actually, you don't believe that you are the masks that you are wearing.
The mask.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
masks.
Yes.
You are the masks. It means that yeah. 您就是一个面具，就是演各种戏的这种面具。Yeah, okay. I will do it for you. Please listen to me. Keep an eye for me. Okay. Shakespeare said, "All the stage, all the words are stage, and all the men and women merely players." In an awakened individual, consciousness shines through the personality, through the masks. When you are awake, you don't become identified with your character. You don't believe that you're the masks that you are wearing. Nor do you give up playing a role. When we are identified with our character, our persona, this is Maya, the illusion of the self. Samadhi is awakening from the dream of your character in the play of life. So that's it. Okay. So Grace, would you like to recite it one more time? Hello, Grace. Are you still with us? Grace 不在是吗？
在。
听到吗？
Yes. Yes, I can hear you. Could you recite it again?
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shakespeare says, all the words are state, and all the men and women are merely players.
Mm-hmm.
An awakened individual consciousness sight through the mask, and sight through the mask through the personality. Yeah. Consciousness sight through the personality through the mask.
Yes. Go ahead.
When you are awake, you don't become identified with our character, our persona. This persona. 好像读错了。混了，混在上面了。Yes, when you are awake, you don't become identified with your character. In a weakened individual, you don't believe. No. 搞混了。
Yeah, don't worry. You can 这里有一个这样的联系，可能比较更好一点。这一句就是连在一起，这个前面是因为 awakened individual， 他这样说，这个 consciousness 其实就是自信的意思。自信的妙用当中的其中有一个觉醒，或者你认为这个 consciousness 是觉醒，或者是自信的这种能力嘛？这种觉醒之能力。觉醒像 through the personality, through the mask， 这是第二句。第三句、第四句你可以连起来背，就是当您觉醒的时候 ，you don't become identified with your character， 您不会认同什么，然后再继续 you don't believe， 这样子会不会好一点？这样子你就不会再把 in the awakened individual 带过来。OK，
Sorry，
No worry， 那就。先我们就在这，然后我们课后再理，再让他回温一下，我们再来好吗？ 明天我们可以有趣的话，有兴趣的话再背一下，我们再进行明天的学习。So that's all for today, and thank you for your participation. Yeah, this is a big challenge because this is a recitation of a whole paragraph, and the meaning is also so fundamental, so profound, and we can get it now at last. Okay, so see you tomorrow. Bye.